Houston, our instruments are showing that we have a incoming message from deep space. Repeat, Houston, we have an incoming message from deep space. Houston, we'll begin playing message now. Houston, we're going to try and translate that up here. Hold for translation. Translation complete. We'll begin playing message now.
Hey, it's me, Melissa.
What do you do when the aliens invade? Take a shot of MK Ultra and watch Melissa Jade. Put on your tinfoil hat and tune right in. We got their crime spree, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, a complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Aliens on the sun or in Area 51. Time travels, unravels, haunted castles, cops are baffled, potential experimental thoughts that make you transcendental. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Crime sprees, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa.
Hi, guys. How are you? Hey, hippie chick. Hey, Michelle, Harlot, People May. Um, okay. Trio Girl Mom, Kathy Ford, Kate Race, Sarah Bellum, Akasha, Meat Feeds, Tess. Hey, Peach, how are you? Congratulations on the voiceovers. I saw your post. That's awesome. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Hazel Eyes. Birdie, I'm catching alive. I'm so happy. Me too. Hi, Gina B. Hey, Allie. We have, let me see, Jennifer M., the Shiznits, a fellow Melissa, Hazel Eyes, Danielle. Melissa says, you, MJ, have made so many valid observations, inspiring me to study further in hopes of identifying symptoms in children before they manifest into harming innocent others. Thank you so much, sweet Melissa. You are so sweet. This is now a frivolous Friday. MJ, I've been so engrossed in her illnesses. YTBD, I've enrolled in grad level psych counseling specialty add on to my state of. Oh, that's awesome. Honestly, my fellow Melissa, like that is the type of responses I love to hear. And that is why I enjoy going through the jail files, is because I really enjoy observing Letecia's behavior. Listen, the case is closed. Um, she was convicted. She is sentenced. I like going back um, because I truly believe Letecia's mind needs to be studied. And it's very interesting to me to dissect her behavior, try to understand why she does. Of course, we get our laughs in because she's just so out there and ridiculous, but really it's just an observation on her behavior. Um, And it's so fascinating. But that is such an awesome thing to hear. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad that you're enjoying the series just as much as I am. And that's really what it is that I've said to you guys so many times that there's a lot of similarities in Letecia that I see in everyday people. And how do you know the difference between, oh, well, this is just somebody who lies, right? Versus, no, this is a murderer. Because prior to Letecia committing the murder, I guarantee you would have just chalked her up to being a crazy bitch, right? And so I think it's really important to try to pick out those warning signs and to try to see familiar behavior, because if you are ever in a situation, here's the problem: you become desensitized to it. You become desensitized to it. And if you're living with somebody like this and this behavior is not unusual, you become desensitized to that behavior, to where now when we look back, I've gotten frustrated with Al because I'm like, yo, there is so many red flags. There are so many warning signs. Why didn't you see this? He became desensitized to it. I'm not making excuses, but it is true. And I use the example of, if you've known someone who threatens self-harm, okay? I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but this is the best example I could give. If you've ever been maybe in a relationship with somebody who, during a really bad fight, they say, if you leave me, I will unalive myself. That first time, you freak out. You freak out. You run to their aid. You worry. You stress. And then the next time you fight, they threaten self-harm again. All right. It really upsets you. You get frustrated. You kind of handle it the same way. But then the third time they threaten self-harm, and you're like, hey, listen, I'm not running to you this time because you've said this multiple times other and you're manipulating me. And then the fourth time, and then the fifth time, what happens? You become desensitized to it, right? And so even though that is very impactful, very scary words, you've heard it so much. You've heard those threats so much that you're now desensitized to it. That is the example I could give with this Letecia's type of behavior. Is if you're living and breathing and eating this behavior, you're becoming desensitized to it, to where now that we look hindsight, now that we look post-murder, it is standing out like such a massive red flag, and you should have known something was wrong right then and there. But if this is the environment he was living in on a daily basis, it wasn't anything unusual. Listen, there's many times she's made comments like that before and nothing has happened. You become desensitized to it. That is why I think it is very important to kind of pick apart this type of behavior. I've told you guys many times, I think Letecia is a killer of today's society. I don't think we're going to get Richard Ramirez's, BTK's. Of course, they're going to still be around. Charles Manson, even though he wasn't a killer, but that type of mentality, criminal killer. I think Letecia Stauch is a today society killer. What a killer looks like, one, in a female sense, but two, with technology in today's society and where a killer's mind can be at. And what I'm very concerned about is I can see many women doing what Letecia did. Maybe not to the extent, but again, I see a lot of similarities, a lot of same patterns of behavior. And I think Letecia is a product of she is a murderer, but she's also formed in a product of today's society, if that makes sense to you guys. That's the best way I can explain it. And so this is like a new generation of killers. And when I say that, it's just like everything. As time evolves, as everything evolves, things change. Same with killers. It used to be you'd have to sketch what a killer looked like. That's not what today's society is. So I think Letecia Stauch is a great example of how social media could play a role, the lies, and women in today's society with the backwards thinking of, well, we're still kind of stuck in that limbo where women don't stay at home anymore and take care of the family. She clearly resented Al for it. And I just think it's a product of today. And I think it's a very unique case. It's very interesting. And then psychologically, Letecia Stauch is a very interesting person. And when I say interesting, she's an evil person. You guys know how much I hate her, but just her mind itself, to dive into it and to try to understand it, that's a whole process. So I appreciate every single one of you who are here, and I appreciate every single one of you who also enjoy trying to understand the complexity of this type of person's mind, because that's really what this series is supposed to be about. And so I'm so happy for you, my fellow Melissa. Hi, Carol freaking Claus. Hi, Chopper. And yes, Shanda, hi, B Crumbs. Shanda got life. Thank goodness. Yeah, nothing like before. Exactly. It's hi, Timothy. We live in a different world, so we're not going to get those type of killers, just like technology evolves. The killers are going to evolve too. And I think we really need to observe how things are shifting. Yes, Tess. Yes. I'm going to put the generational social media, etc. into my thinking. Love that angle. I really think it plays a part. Hi, Black Swan. How are you, darling? Hi, Destination. I think it's really, really, really interesting because I think it's going to continue to play a role moving forward. Like, okay, take a killer, like let's take BTK, right? BTK was silly and sent a letter to the cops and was like, hey, can you guys trace floppy disks? Floppy disks, okay? And they were like, no, not at all. We can't trace floppy disks. And he's like, are you sure? I'm gonna trust you on this one, Mr. Police Officer. And they were like, yeah, no. We can't trace floppy disks. You gone with your bad self. And he sent a floppy disk in and they caught him. So imagine taking BTK. Imagine taking Charles Manson, right? Imagine taking Richard Ramirez, Dahmer. Take these serial killers and put them in today's society. How do you think it would have intertwined with their killings? It's very interesting to think about, because if you don't think social media and everything would play a role, it would. It would play a role. And we're already with social media dealing with a whole new level of predator behavior, right? We're left and right. We're trying to keep our children safe because social media is very scary. It's very, very scary. And there's a threat among social media. But with Letecia, she utilized social media to be her outlet to try and control the narrative. Now, she failed at it. It ended up stacking up as the evidence to incriminate herself, but she very much utilized social media. And it's just interesting seeing how a killer's mind can be impacted in the society that it's in. Thank you, Musicity Mom. Musicity Mom gifted a membership. Thank you so, so much. And congratulations if you are the lucky recipient. Make sure you thank Musicity Mom if you are actively here and in the chat and received it. Thank you so much. Floppy discs, Claus. Discs. Yes, Chopper. Yes. Congratulations, Kathy 4. Yay! I love it. I'm so happy. Yay, congratulations. So, yes, the internet gives predators an entirely new platform to harm people. Wow, terrifying. Well, and with a killer, you used to have to stalk, right? The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. It was that terrifying feeling of lock your doors because there is somebody roaming the streets watching you. We don't live in that society anymore, guys. So we're going to have a whole new generation of killers now. Now the killer does not have to leave the comfort of their own home. They can stalk their prey through the internet. It's terrifying. But then just how social media plays a role on a killer's mind. How many killings started from something a scorned lover saw on social media, a post, an inbox? This girl's hitting you up, that girl's hitting you up. It's very fascinating. Thank you, B Crubs. We have a YouTube baby. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. And Kathy 4. Thank you, Kathy 4. Kathy 4 is like, I will take your 1 membership and I will give back 5. Thank you, Kathy 4. And congratulations to our 5 new members. We're going to have our members only live on Monday. But I also did schedule, just a heads up, since we did a conspiracy night last Sunday, I scheduled another conspiracy live for this Sunday for anybody who's interested in it. And I figured we would get into MK Ultra celebrity glitches, time traveling, aliens, and like the moon landing type of stuff. So if you haven't seen the MK Ultra celebrity glitches, it's really, really interesting. The Illuminati cards, all of that stuff. I have a really exciting conspiracy live scheduled for Sunday evening, and I'm really excited about that. My new favorite channel, love your accent. You're hilarious. The way you read those guides had me crying. Well, welcome, Jamie. We're so happy to have you here. I don't think I have an accent, but thank you. Thank you, Claus. Claus just gifted 5 memberships as well. Congratulations to our recipients. You guys are all so lucky. We have the best, most generous, kind community here, and I appreciate every single one of you so much. We have been chatting about that live in Allie's Patreon. Have you, Miss Sissy Mom? I'm so excited. Hi, Jessica Talley. Yes, me too, JC. And so I'm very, very happy, and I'm excited. So today I will be able to stay on for like 2 hours. So I'm gonna do my best to stay on as long as I can. But I wanted to read a couple of observation logs and then continue on with call number, I think 17 or 18. Hold on. Call number 18. Call number 18, we last left off yesterday. Call 17 with Amy and Letecia, and she's going deep into her vampire stuff. This is very deep. Oh, thank you, Timothy. Very deep. And so now we're going to be going to the next day from where we last left off with episode 43. And that's going to be call number 18 with Aunt Katrina. Now, Aunt Katrina doesn't seem to be really entertaining the vampire stuff too much, but she's also not actively calling it out as far as we've seen so far. So I'm eager to see what's going to happen. Oh, God, there's Oh, that's amazing, Musicity Mom. I am so happy. That is amazing. I will continue to pray for him, and I'm so happy because I anytime I see you, it's always on my mind. Because I remember you expressing what you guys were going through a while ago. And so I'm just so happy to hear that. That is so amazing. And he's going to continue to fight that fight. And I will be praying for recovery, fast recovery and healing. And that is just, I'm so happy. I'm so, so happy. Well, Peach, she talks about her version of Twilight. I'm telling you, Twilight can, if the producers of Twilight wanted a copyright strike Letecia, they could. They totally could. Because she doesn't even make her own vampire story. She literally just jacks Twilight to a T. But that's, Letecia logic. So where's my little Vamptecia? Here we are. Hi, Kaleidohope. Okay, so we read all of October's observation logs on episode 44. I'm sorry, on episode 43 to give us an idea of what was going on at the time of these calls. And so I'll just read a couple moving on into November, and then we'll jump to the call. All right. Up there's Vamptecia. Hold on, let me take her down. All right. So November 1st, we have sleeping first shift. Second shift, she stood at the door and looked out. She talked to other inmates through the vent, and then she appeared to work out and read a book. Now, I still argue her working out. I don't believe it. But I would argue that she's probably training since she's in camp with her special abilities. She accepted dinner, and then she talked through the vent some more to another inmate for 3 hours. And then she continued to look out her cell door for a few times. Hi, Michelle. Okay. November 3rd. She appeared to sleep most of the shift. She didn't have an hour out on shift 1. Shift 2, she slept. She talked with the inmate through the vent, read. Shift 4, she did her hour out. She accepted her meds. And then she sat on her bunk and read her Bible. She slept, walked around cell, sat on bunk writing, and then talked with the inmate through the vent, which I don't think they should allow. Hi, Seek Justice. I don't think they should allow. Yes, of 10 assholes. We have an early one today. Not a lot at all of 10 assholes. So I don't think they should be allowed to talk through the vents. I think if you see the inmate talking through the vent, you should stop them, but what do I know? November 5th, she slept, ate breakfast, took her meds, then she slept some more, stood in her cell. She just sleeps all day. November 7th, spent most of her hour out on the phone. So I'm curious who she's on the phone with on November 7th. Okay. She appeared tired most of the day and sluggish. And then she slept most of the shift on shift 4. November 9th, Letecia paced around her cell and stood at the back of her cell. On shift 2, shift 3, day shift, Letecia walked around her cell. She spoke to the deputy and the inmate in the next cell. Letecia saw med pass nurse accepted her hour out, and she used her phone. November 10th, Letecia appeared asleep the majority of the shift. Letecia spoke with a deputy. She spoke with other inmates. She sat on her bunk and walked around in the cell. She attempted to make a phone call on her hour out, but didn't talk to anyone. She asked for a newspaper and talked about a sinus infection. She put in a shell. I could only imagine what that sinus infection was. But okay. I want to jump to the call because I'm interested in the call. All right, so one moment. So this is call number 18. This is from October 16th, 2020. And this is going to be to Aunt Katrina at 7:44 a.m. Let's do it, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I got the kid out low. Okay, just white numbers. Okay, all righty. Thank you. All right, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's Janelle.
Huh?
It's Janelle.
Janelle?
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's
Excuse me? Did you just call me Letecia? It's Janelle. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lori. Did you forget Aunt Katrina? The last time 2 days ago when Letecia spoke to you, she told you she was part of the J group. Oh my God, I think I had a dream about this last night. Do you ever not remember a dream and then all of a sudden something just pops up in your memory and you're like, oh my God, I think I dreamt about that. I think I had a dream about the J group last night. That's so weird. I don't know why I just got like a deja vu memory. Either way, Aunt Katrina, when she spoke to you 2 days ago, she specifically told you, listen, my name is Janelle from now on. And what I want you guys to try to observe, we can't physically see Letecia, okay? But there's a thing called Duper's Delight. And if you've looked into body language at all, or if you've watched maybe like Dr. Phil episodes, they talk about Duper's Delight a lot. Duper's Delight is something that somebody does when they are lying. Hi, Beach Lover. So when somebody is lying, they tend to have Duper's Delight. If you know the infamous Chris Watts porch interview, where he is pleading for the safe return of Shanann and the girls, Chris has Duper's Delight, where as he is pleading for the safe return of his wife and children, he has this smirk on his face. It's called Duper's Delight, where you're smiling because you know it's not the truth. Now, we cannot physically see Letecia on these calls, but what I want you to observe is the audio. You can tell the moments that she is laughing and smiling. So I would consider that like an audible Duper's Delight, because if we did have the capability of seeing her on camera, you know she would have a smile on her face, okay? So just keep that in mind. And she's chuckling and laughing because she's duping Aunt Katrina.
Huh?
It's Janelle.
Janelle?
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's my name. Because I'm in the J group, remember? I know it's going to be hard for you to call me that.
What? What did you say?
Remember, it's Janelle. That's the name they gave me now because I'm in the J group. So you can still call me that for a little bit, but you gotta remember it's gonna be hard to adjust.
So it's going to be hard to adjust, but you're going to have to call me Janelle. Because I'm part of the J group now. Well, and we've discussed this before, JC. JC asks, why does no one call her out? Aunt Katrina is the one I thought for sure would do it. So, in my opinion, at this point, Letecia has been in jail since March. Fairly still early on, even though it's been a while, but it's still fairly early on, like half a year. And I can imagine her family having a lot of mixed emotions. This must be hard to go through as a family member. And she is going into trial. At this point, Letecia has said she hasn't done this, okay? So you're having these calls with your family member, yet you have to keep in mind this entire call is recorded and the call is going to be used against her. At this point, I think her family members wanted to believe her when she said she did not do this. So even if they in their heart had questions about it, they're going to stand with her. Yet I think that they were being very conscious of what they would say on the calls. Because if they turned around and called Letecia out, that would also be throwing their family member under the bus. So I think the fact that it's recorded and being monitored was a factor in why, like if this was just a normal call, I think they would have called it out a lot sooner. But I think that they didn't want to do anything that would further hurt Letecia either. So they were just very mindful of what they would respond with. Exactly, Lori. All that effort, all the time she collected her blood and tried to make herself look crazy, all of these calls. Yet even with not guilty by reason of insanity, even your lawyers were like, nah, we can't use any of these calls, any of these kites, any of these incident reports, because if we do, a jury will be able to see right through you and see that you are putting on a performance. That is how bad these lies are. But that's the part that interests me, is that why isn't Letecia's brain able to grasp how obvious this is? Why does she believe she's smarter than everybody else?
What are you doing?
Just got here to the shop to work.
Okay.
So what now?
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. How's your day been?
I got new blankets, so I got to go to sleep. But just trying to find something to read and stuff like that. There's not much here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, really nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but everybody's so nice, so you know.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that they're being nice.
Hell yeah, these are like really nice people at this place.
Okay.
Like really good. Yeah, like I mean, they probably don't understand me half the time, but I think that's like a work in process. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I keep asking them when are they coming, when the people coming to give us their powers.
Wait, what?
But I think that's like a work in process. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I keep asking them when are they coming, when the people coming to give us their powers.
So, damn, when are they coming? When are they coming to give me my special powers, Tisha? Tisha's over here waiting to open up like Harry Potter on Christmas morning with the invisibility cloak. She wants to roam the hallways of Hogwarts not being seen, okay? Where it's just those magical footprints on the map, but you don't see anybody. Tisha, ain't nobody coming to give you an invisibility cloak. You don't have a Haggard. No, you're not a wizard. My dear Lord.
They don't seem to know a lot of answers, but other than that, they're nice.
Okay. Hmm. Have you called Harley?
I talked to her yesterday.
How is she?
She was okay. I was just seeing what she was doing, and because I was asking her, do we still have our dogs? Because I remember we got new dogs last month.
Here she goes again. All right, now I'm going to get pissed off. Please keep in mind, we're listening to these in chronological order. The last call with Harley, which was either the day prior or 2 days prior, she had a very normal call with Harley. A very normal call. Her behavior was, and when I say normal, I mean she's not incorporating any of the Janelle, the vampire, magical powers. None of that. She was having Harley order her books, not through Amazon, do it through Barnes & Noble so I could get more books. And she's telling her, I want Robert Pattinson, I want this, whatever. Then she had a call with her sister, Amy. When I say normal chopper, I'm saying without any of the nonsense vampire Janelle. Like she acted herself. And she even proved in that phone call that she's capable of making purchases, directing Harley how to do it, how to even save money. Normal. Like it was a normal conversation. Yet right before they hung up, Tisha goes, oh, by the way, do we still have dogs? And Harley goes, yeah. Okay. Yet yesterday in Tisha time, the day before this call, she was speaking to her sister Amy, and she was trying to claim that she believed it was 2019. That the whole year of 2020 is missing. Conveniently, right when she commits this horrible, horrific murder. Convenient, right? And so she's trying to claim that she believes it's December 2019. That last month was November. Yet she has slips that I want you guys to pick up on because she gives away that she does not actively believe it's 2019 without realizing she's giving it away. So now she's taking the same script and the same narrative she just gave to Amy, her sister, and she's giving it to Aunt Katrina now. She literally thinks about what she's going to say and then calls all of her family members to say it.
I was asking her, do we still have our dogs, because I remember we got new dogs last month, so I wasn't sure if she had the dogs, and she was like, yeah, and I was just telling her, like, hey, because I remember last month, he was such a baby, and I was taking care of it. She was like, yeah.
Okay. Good.
And I called my other stepsister, Amy, remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How was she?
She said that Kenzie had some kind of disease or something, and I told her to be careful because, like, people here must be doing it too because they had masks on here too.
Again, she's referring to coronavirus. So Leticia's using any opportunity she can to play it off like she doesn't know what year it is. Bye, Lori. And so she's sitting here and saying, yeah, I spoke to Amy. Yeah, how's she? Well, she said Kenzie has some type of virus or disease, and I told her to be careful because even people here are wearing masks and stuff. It's COVID-19. But she, thinking she's smart, is trying to play it off like it's the end of 2019. So she doesn't know what it is.
To be careful because it was probably a conspiracy or something. She didn't want to be in the K group. She thinking to her, and she was like, no, she didn't want to look up at her. And I asked her, did she want to be a part of it? And she was like, nah, I just think I told them that I want this. She like,
this call is being terminated. Dialing of additional digits is not allowed.
Oh, snap. What happened? I was waiting for them to say, talking about vampires is not allowed. This call is being terminated. Who's dialing additional visits? Visits. Dialing additional digits. Who dat? New phone, who dis? What's happening? Terminated. Damn. So then she doesn't even bother calling back. The next one is October 19th, and she speaks to Harley. So a couple of days pass. And let's see. A couple of days pass, and let's see what she talks to Harley about. The last time they spoke, she was directing Harley how to order her the book she wanted. Hi, Jelly Belly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Everything but a damn
Hello.
food converter.
Hey,
what you doing?
nothing, just woke up.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to work today?
Nope, I have today off.
Oh, well, that's good.
Hi, little Reddo.
Was this a free call?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys, we've probably gone through 10 calls already. Half of them, Letecia asks, is this a free call or are you taking money off of my account? Oh my goodness. Tisha. How are you, baby? I miss you. Lord knows if I only had calls with my child, I would be focusing on talking to my child. Hi, Hood Mary Poppins. Hi, Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Crystal.
What's everybody doing?
Nothing.
Poor Nana.
Asleep.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
What in the world?
Okay, what I also want you to please be aware of, the calls with Harley are very uncomfortable. There are so many gaps of silence. And they don't know what to talk about, which is really, really sad. But what I think is, we'll see that Letecia absolutely puts on performances with Harley. But I think she also struggled a bit because Harley would know damn well, more than anyone, you're lying, Mom. And so I think Letecia struggled a little bit, even though she eventually did. But I think she did struggle a little bit trying to put on a performance with Harley because Harley knew her too well. And she's limited, and a narcissist loves control. And she didn't have full control just being on these calls.
Have you already took the dogs out?
Yeah.
Look at the silence.
Yeah.
What's wrong? You're just sleepy.
Yeah. Sadie's my favorite now, by the way. Just letting you know.
Wow. Why you say that?
Because Sansa's just rude.
How is she rude?
Okay. What I want you, remember earlier when I said she gives slips that she is very well aware that it's not 2019? It's moments like this. If she believed it was 2019 and she believes it was only the month prior that they got these dogs, Harley saying to her, Sadie's my favorite now, chances such as this, Letecia wouldn't have had enough memory with these dogs to even know, well, wait, what do you mean? Like, since when is who your favorite? She's not acknowledging that she's supposed to have that time missing. So in reality, you only got the dogs last month. So what would Harley even be referring to? You're giving the slips away that you're very well aware, and you're recalling memories. You're recalling memories, and you're recalling relationships, even if it's between Harley and the dogs, that happened between a time period you claim you don't have memory of. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Pessa. Hi, Sadie.
Because last night, what happened? Oh, yeah. So Tono had this, like, green screen up downstairs because he had something to film. And Chance was mad at me because I had left him in the kitchen because I didn't want him to ruin anything. So I've been, careful for the last, 3 days. And then he gets mad at me. And then he just, I let him out. And he looks at me and just pees on the green screen.
Pees on it?
Yeah, and walks away.
And then what'd you do to him?
I yelled at him, and then he walked to his cage because he knew he was in trouble.
I mean, you could always sell him.
Nah.
He just does that to make you mad.
You could always sell the dog. Yeah, because, Harley no longer has her only father figure she's ever known her whole life. He's gone. Her brother, you murdered him. Her younger sister, she doesn't have a relationship with anymore. Her home that she lived in, she's out. Her mother, in jail for murdering her brother. Those dogs were the only consistent thing she had. Those dogs were the only part of home she had. Even though it wasn't a 17-year-old's responsibility to figure out where am I going to live and where am I going to take these animals. But she managed to keep them. And you're like, well, just sell them. Well, Letecia, going by your own words, you just bought them last month. Why would you sell them? That doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
It's crazy how he knew that that's why you were keeping him in there, and then he was like, okay, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually not dumb.
No, he's not.
He's stubborn.
Sadie was being all cute and laying in her bed asleep.
She's my baby. I miss her. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. It's hard to sleep around here.
Huh?
I never sleep around here.
That's not good.
No. Never sleep. Were you able to order those books?
Yeah.
Awkward silence, nothing to talk about, yet the first thing you think of is, were you able to order those books for me? Did you spend money? Did you get those books for me? So just notice the sharp contrast between when she speaks to Harley and when she speaks to anybody else. Why did she hesitate to put on that performance to Harley? And she's making these calls to Harley between Amy and Katrina. And she's putting on those, she's pushing that Janelle, J group, vampire stuff to everyone except Harley at this point. Like I said, I think it's because she struggled lying to Harley. Not lying to Harley. She lied all the time. Let me be clear. She struggled putting on this bad of a ridiculous performance, and she knew once she started doing this, Harley was going to figure out, oh no, like you murdered him, didn't you? Like she was going to start to put the pieces together what her mom was doing.
You really did this time?
Yeah, I did.
I'm just wondering.
They're not going to be there as quickly, but...
Yeah, because they're not coming from the other side. That's fine. That's fine. It's freezing.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I've got a minute on every call. Please don't get freezing.
Yeah.
It's so awkward and uncomfortable. It's so awkward and uncomfortable. She doesn't know how to speak to her child. I think she didn't know how to have a relationship as just a mother to daughter. Everything was always about manipulation and control and abuse. And she was limited. So when it, like being in jail and to these calls. And so when it came down to just have a conversation with your child, Letecia couldn't.
Try to make sure I use the free calls for you, but now I didn't know when they start. Now I figured out that they start today.
Oh, good.
Anyway. Okay, I love you so much, sweetie. Tell Sadie I love her. So Chance to behave, and I love him too.
Okay, love you too.
Love you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye, baby.
Okay, bye.
So not one mention of the J group. Not one mention of vampires. Not one mention of being in training. Notice the sharp contrast when she speaks to Harley and the others. So we'll listen to another. This one is with Aunt Katrina the same day. So she hangs up with Harley and she calls Aunt Katrina.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I haven't heard from you in a few days.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother you. I didn't. Some of these old people in here are like really mean and stuff, so I don't say much to people, you know.
Haven't heard from you in a few days. Yeah, these people are mean in here, so I didn't want to say much. Yet, if you remember, a couple of days ago, when she spoke to Aunt Katrina, she was saying, everyone in here is so nice. They'll come in and they'll ask me, do you want to come out now? Do you want, meaning her hour out? Don't forget, try to pick up the inconsistencies.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Anybody been to see you?
No, I haven't seen any of the people you were talking about. I wrote down the names you said, but I didn't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see like a lot of people go to the video screen, but I never go. Like my name's never there, so.
Mm-hmm.
Like I looked at my old name and then I looked at my new name and it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
See? I looked under my old name and I looked under my new name and there's no visits for me. Already. She just hung up with Harley. Did she make one mention of any of the crazy stuff? No. She picked up the phone, calls Aunt Katrina, and she's like, I looked under my Letecia name and there was no visits. And I looked under my new name, Janelle, and there's no visits. Yes, with dissociative identity disorder, you can slip back and forth, but not like this. Not conveniently, I'm hanging up and consistently with one person and only one person. I'm never in this state of mind. And a minute later, whenever I speak to somebody else or a minute before, I'm in this state of mind. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daughter Harley?
Yeah, I talked to her just a minute ago.
How's she doing?
But she had the day off. And she was telling me about the dogs.
Okay.
How they were, because I knew they were like still little babies.
Mm-hmm.
I was checking on them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that about, I hadn't seen anybody on the videos, but I'll keep checking if I see anybody.
So they hadn't come to get you to go see nobody?
No. Nobody's came here. Like I said.
Hold on. October 19th, because we know that she denied a lawyer visit in October. So 1 second. Okay, so maybe it'll be right after. So hold on, let me go back up. If this call was on the 19th, this call was on the 19th. Where did it go? Because she refused. Where did it go? I'm not sure where it went. All right, I'm going to have to do a keyword search because I know one of the days in October she refused a legal visit. So I'm curious which day what it was, which day it was.
No.
Hi, Creative Minds.
Like I said, I see other people go, like all different places, but I asked them if I still gonna get my black suit, but they were like, no. So I guess that means I can't go until I get it.
What kind of black suit?
I'm supposed to have a black suit because I'm in training here. So
and there we go. Just like clockwork, just fully control of when she can turn on and off the crazy. She hangs up with Harley, picks it up with Aunt Katrina. Oh, I'm in training. Yep, vampire training. My name's Janelle. It doesn't work like that. Awkward silences, gaps, doesn't even know what to say to Harley, then picks up the phone and, yep, no, it's me, Janelle. But she thinks she's outsmarting the system.
Our color is black, so I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I don't have it yet.
Hi, Kimberly.
So I turn it inside out because there was some black on it. It's not all black, so it's all black, you know. Yeah, then I got a weird note from this guy. So it was strange, yeah.
Oh, okay. What did he say?
It was talking about some stuff about people were hiding, something about hiding money in some kind of like trays. I don't know.
She got a weird note about someone hiding money in some kind of trays. I know Hazel, she's not even listening. But that's what I'm saying. I think that she would have asked a lot more questions and acknowledged it if it wasn't being recorded, and the responsibility and weight of knowing it's going to be used against Letecia. At this point, I think she was just trying to protect her because she didn't know what was going on. But I think also ceasing contact altogether, like Aunt Katrina did, and Amy did, and her dad, I think that makes sense because it's like, no, I'm not going to address this in calls with you because I'm not going to contribute to any evidence being used against you, but I'm also not going to have contact with you because I'm not doing this. We're not going to pretend like you are a vampire and you're actually struggling with this mental illness. Absolutely not. Hi, Callie Glitter. Jay Ashley says, chill. She really thought she was smart. Like, she was concerned about the public seeing and hearing her throughout. And now the world really sees everything. I hope she's so embarrassed. But hi, Shani. But that's what's so frustrating, Jay Ashley, is that, a lot of people have spoken to Letecia recently through the app that you can pay money and you could text with inmates. And she's not embarrassed. And that's the part of the psychology that really interests me, because what is lacking in Leticia's brain that she doesn't feel that embarrassment? She could be in the courtroom and everything she just said was proven to be a lie, yet she will add to that lie thinking, yeah, no. Like, people don't see this for how it is. It's, I and that's what I'm saying. I think that type of mentality is specifically something we're going to see more and more in today's society with killers. And as we move forward, I think that's something, not saying that there's no killers in history like that, but I really think Leticia's mind is a product of today's environment and society, and it's warped, and there's a lot of factors that contribute to this type of thinking. Right. Because you know who she's really lying to? Herself. But that's the thing. It's like, you claim you're pregnant, right? It's like one of those women on the Dr. Phil show who believe they've been pregnant for 3 years. And then they go into the best of the best OBG, the GYN, and they have the sonogram, they have the blood test. Their uteruses are empty. There is no baby. Yet they still adamantly believe they're pregnant. Letecia can have that done, right? Say she's pregnant, yet in front of the whole world, have a sonogram done, have blood tests done, show her uterus is empty, yet she'll add a lie on it and say, well, I have 2 uteruses and this pregnancy is in my back uterus. And then when they do another ultrasound and show that she doesn't have a second uterus, she'll say, I just miscarried right now. She will not acknowledge and stop when when a normal person is caught. Lying isn't the unusual behavior. Everybody lies. What Leticia's unusual behavior is that refusing to ever stop and own up. She will add one on top of another on top of another. And that is why the truth is so hard to find, is because it's buried upon layer upon layer upon layer of lies.
Let you read it. It was confusing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so this one girl, she was like, hey, I got this when I went to medical. And I was like, I don't know who the girl is. And I was like, well, how do you know I am? And she was like, because everybody knows who you are. And I was like, I don't even know you. I don't know how you know me. But anyway, so she was like, you really don't know? And I was like, no. She's like, well, I'm supposed to give you this note. And I was like, okay. But then she walked away, she was going back to her room, and she put it in a, you know how people make remember how we used to make airplanes?
Uh-huh.
So she put it in a little airplane thing and folded it and flew it across, and it went underneath my door.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And then she took a string on a spoon and pushed a string under the spoon. And I was like, oh, I forgot this part too. And she slid it. And I was like, okay, if I don't know who she is, I don't even know what her name is. I've never seen her before in my life, so I don't know.
She has access to the law library. She has access to unlimited books. You'd think that if she really was going to put this performance on, that she'd do it the right way. That she'd educate herself on how to even perform with struggling with these type of illnesses or diagnoses. And she doesn't. She does. She really believes she's the smartest person in the room. And that's what's terrifying, is the lack of awareness. I want to know why Letecia is not aware of what's happening here.
But she said they said it was for me, but I was like, oh, maybe they gave it to the wrong person, because I don't know how you know who I am. I was like, did they know? And she was like, no. Pretty strange.
Yeah. Sounds like it is.
Yeah, it was nothing like me or anything. It was just like weird stuff about money being inside these cartons, and the cartons were painted. And I was like, what? And asked me, did I know where the rest of the cartons were at? I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. So I don't know if she gave it to the wrong person. She's like, no, I know it's you. I know.
Yeah, that is different.
And then they made everybody like go on a lockdown here yesterday for like hours, and nobody could like get food or like do anything until like almost like 2 p.m. And so I was like, well, did this have something to do with that? I don't know. But I mean, they asked me for it. I mean, they can have it, because I don't even know what they're talking about. She kept saying, no, it's for you. I know it's for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then she was like, do you want coffee? I was like, no, because I'm not getting nothing from her. I don't even know her. Like, she had like a bag with like stuff in it. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't know, how do I supposed to know if that was coffee or not? You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm good.
Right.
And I was like, and I asked her, I was like, do you have any blood? And she was like, no, but I have coffee. So,
Oh.
I know. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I told you, like the people are nice in here. Like, on this place, these people are, like, really, really nice. But, like, the people inside the rooms, that are in rooms like I'm in, they're not nice. They're, like, strange. So, I don't understand how they're going to be a good vampire. Like,
Right, Amber? Imagine being on the other end of the phone and hearing all this. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Aunt Katrina's just like, okay, yeah, because she doesn't want to be like, Tisha, what are you talking about? I think she very much wants to ask what she's talking about, but she doesn't, because she knows it's being recorded, and she doesn't want to contribute to the evidence against Letecia, because at that point, of course, she wants to believe that Tisha's innocent. Like, Tisha's been screaming from the rooftops that she is. So I understand it was a hard place to be in, but it was beyond obvious that this was all an act. All an act.
like, with attitudes like that, hopefully they're, like, molding their attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully they're changing them into, like, because they got a lot of anger and, like, talk about drugs and stuff. So hopefully they're trying to get them from not, like, doing drugs and, like, having anger and stuff like that. Because if they did that, then they might go back to living, you know what I mean? Instead of dead, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably thinking that that's what they're doing to those people over there. Because they are angry bunch. And they're always hungry, eating noodles. Yeah, like, they have, like, packs and packs and packs.
Hungry, eating new. Wait, what did she just say?
Because they are angry bunch. And they're always hungry, eating noodles.
Hungry, eating noodles? What kind of vampires are these? Noodle vampires? What does that even mean? They are always hungry, eating noodles. Okay. I have questions.
Yeah, like, they have, like, packs and packs and packs and packs of noodles they eat all the time.
Packs and packs and packs. Bitch, you're talking about your ramen. We see your commissary list. You're talking about your spicy shrimp and kung pao chicken ramen that you're feasting on. Oh, is she talking about the other? I thought she was talking about vampires. Is she talking about the other inmates? Wait, but she said she's at camp. She said she's at camp. So she's referring to other vampires who just eat a lot of ramen. It's them starchy vampires. Melissa. Hi, Mark. It is. It's those starchy vampires. But she won't acknowledge that she is in jail. So when she's referring to other inmates, yes, we know she's referring to other inmates, but it's supposed to be other vampires in training. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
That is different.
I know, and I was just like, aren't you guys supposed to be practicing not eating? Like, you're supposed to be getting prepared.
Bitch, no, you did not. She is criticizing other inmates or other fellow vampires in training. What are you doing slurping on those oodles and noodles? Are you crazy? We're supposed to be practicing. We're supposed to be in training to become vampires. As she buys package after package after package of commissary noodles, and she's eating her meals. We read every observation log, Tisha. Every observation log. Are you telling me you haven't been eating? Are you serious? Because you've been eating. We read the observation logs. You eat at least 2 out of the 3 meals a day. And that's not including commissary. So you stop critiquing others while you stuff your own face with food.
So I think they have a lot of training to do.
Uh-huh.
The people on my row, they don't have noodles. None of us have noodles or nothing like that. So, like, we must be, like, doing good, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, I just thought I'd let you know that I hadn't seen anybody, all those people that you were talking about. And if I do see them, I will let you know if I see them anywhere.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, you have a good day, okay?
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
It is so obvious that Letecia just wants to make sure to have what she's saying documented. Aunt Katrina, you don't have to respond with anything. She just needs you to stay on the phone long enough for her narrative to be pushed. And that is what is so hilarious, is even after all of the calls, all of the kites, all of the incident reports, she was barking like a dog, painting the walls with blood, claimed to hit her head over and over again. She thought all of that was going to be used in her defense at trial to prove she's going crazy or went crazy. Now, they did go for not guilty by reason of insanity, but even her own lawyers looked at that and said, we can't use that. Sorry, we can't use when you painted the walls with blood. We can't use you barking like a dog. We can't use all of these recorded calls of you claiming to be in a different dissociative state. Because if a jury saw or listened to any of that, they would know immediately this was all an act. So we are better with you sitting down, shutting up, and rolling Dorothy Lewis in here, because she's the only hope we have. And that's pretty bad. That's how you know you're a really bad liar, that they won't even use all of that shit that you tried your best to look crazy with. They're like, nah, we can't show a jury this. They'll know instantly you're lying. It is so bad. But okay, guys, so I have to jump off. I'm sorry I can't stay on super long today, but I got to jump off. But I will be on Sunday evening to do our conspiracy night, which I'm really, really excited for. We're going to do MK Ultra celebrity glitches, time travel, moon landing conspiracies, aliens, all that good stuff. I'm really, really excited. It's really fun doing the conspiracies. And then on Monday, we'll do our members only Monday, and we will have episode 45, and we will pull up the next batch of calls and continue going through the rest of the jail files. And thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all have an amazing, amazing weekend like you all deserve. Thank you for anybody who had gifted memberships. I'm so happy for anybody who can now join for our members only Monday. So chill out, relax, have the most amazing weekend, and I will see you all Sunday evening. So hit the thumbs up on your way out and have a great day, guys.